Phil Spencer tricks Sony and gets millions of people to switch from PS5 to Xbox. It's all over. The heck? The hell is this?
So, super interesting as far as I'm concerned in terms of how this is kind of working out. I feel like Microsoft has a lot of smart ideas, and this might have been one of the smarter ideas. I'm not sure where the future kind of holds Xbox or what will happen to Xbox in the future, but one of the things that I do know is that this really ended up being a very positive situation for Microsoft. And with that being said, they were, I'm thinking at least pretty right about this, So, again, they should take maybe a victory lap for this, and that would be pretty kick-ass to see as well. But I'm curious to hear what everybody else has to say. Let's get into it. What's up, everybody? Crap Gamer here with Crap Gamer Reviews, back with another video.
Okay.
Thank you so much for checking it out. I appreciate it. Please like, share, subscribe. I would definitely appreciate that as well. It helps out the channel. I do daily gaming content on the daily, so check it out. Like the video, share them, all that great stuff. I try to be fun and entertaining. Now, we know that the PlayStation 5 Pro launched, and guess what? There's not a shortage. That really is surprising people.
Yeah.
So this is interesting. So according to this article, scalpers, are capitalizing on the release of the Pro, but they're struggling to make a profit. They're having to sell it at a loss because it's readily available. While there remain a handful of sellers trying to sell the console at a profit, eBay currently has numerous sellers listing the console for less than its retail price. A number of sellers currently have buy it now consoles on sale for $680, while others have auctions currently sitting between $510 and $670. While these auctions will likely rise before they end, it seems less likely that they will surpass the console's $700 retail price, plus, it's plus tax. The situation appears to be the same in other places as well. It looks like the console is not sold out anywhere. There's a lot of different places that are selling the console for, under what retail is, which is pretty weird to me. It appears that the console is generally available for those who have it, or that those who want it, excuse me. Scalpers haven't completely abandoned the Pro. Instead, it's the console's external disk drive sold separately that's in short supply and being scalped. The disk drive is supposed to sell for $80, but it's
I never understood why scalpers do be scalping shit, you know what I'm saying? Or consoles and shit. Like, I get it, but like, is it worth the investment is it worth the investment? I don't know. I guess if you're like selling it for like maybe like you're making like 150% markup, or 50% markup from the original price. You know what I'm saying? So you're making like off of $700 making like by 350 or 345 profit. I could see that making, if you're buying like 100 consoles and you're trying to sell them, I could see that being a thing where it makes sense. But then you have to like go in the work and list them and then sell them, package and like ship them out. So I don't know. I guess you could. It's a short little hustle, but I don't get why people even do that. It makes no sense to me. It's not worth it, in my opinion.
Currently sold out in every major retailer, and as a result, eBay are posting it now listings for $150 to $250. So 250 bones for a disk drive. And people want to say that physical media is dead or whatever. So I don't buy that, because I think that's crazy. And you know what? Again, we're in this weird situation where things are never really as they seem, to be honest with you. So again, Microsoft, did they do the right thing by not putting that out? We could be seeing some massive changes in the console industry, and I'm just being 100% honest about that. Like gaming is changing, our habits are changing, consoles are changing, and I mentioned this in another video. We could just be seeing that, like maybe next gen. I think that what I'm trying to say is when we go into next generation, I think we're going to see these current consoles that we have now, Xbox Series X, S, PS5, PS5 Pro, they're going to play games for next generation for many years into the generation, right? I think we're going to get incremental upgrades, basically the same thing, slightly more power, slightly more, steadier frames and things like that. I think that's where we're at in
They need to do Nintendo's approach and just like wait like a decade to upgrade their consoles. You know what I mean? Or like wait 5 years before they drop a new console. I think that's what they need to do. Keep the price down and fucking because like I mean, don't get me wrong, the fidelity of games is getting better, but I mean it's taking way more time, for these developers to do that kind of work. So like I think at the current state, like unless technology gets better, as in for like game development, to make it quicker and easier, I don't see games getting any better really much. Then I mean, Unreal Engine 5 is doing a lot of good work, but I don't see them getting any better for this for like a good while.
Gaming,
unless AI changes the game like they think it is, which it might. AI might fucking make a world of a difference within the next couple years. You know what I'm saying? Just getting the hardware to run these games, that's the thing. It's like people don't have as much money as they used to currently, and building your own fucking PC to play a game at high frame rates and with good graphic fidelity is just not worth it to some people. Some people just see it as entertainment,
Because if you look at it, the PS5 has even sold, is kind of down in terms of its sales. So Microsoft might have done the right thing. It says that the PS5 sales hit 65 million. Sony says to expect a mix of single player and service games, which is interesting. So, again, Sony kind of released their numbers, which is, sort of the opposite of what Microsoft does. They have 65 million sales for the PlayStation 5. Pretty good, but it's not as good as the PS4 was at the same particular point in time in the life cycles.
Because some people are still rocking the PS4. That's why. I mean, come on now. It's like the PS5 is expensive currently right now. Like, they're almost spending $1,000 for the PS5 Pro if you think about it. If they get the disc drive too. Like, in my opinion, I'd rather just build a PC at that point and spend extra money. Just game on that.
So, yeah, there is that. And it doesn't look like the Pro.
Which I already do. But that's just me. I guess some people like their consoles. It's more portable. It's easier to use. They're used to it. Building a PC, you have to like have knowledge on it. Or if you buy pre-built, it's just like, will it last as long as the console? I get the arguments and
Pro
stuff like that. But
is going to really do them any favors as well. So when we look at what Microsoft has been able to accomplish, honestly, I think, one of the things that they've been able to accomplish is not doing a pro console. I think that's probably for the best. Nobody's realistically
just make a fucking console that's gonna last a while. You don't have to make it the Pro or two-tier generations, whatever, like, or the mid-tier. The Pro is always the mid-tier. You know what I'm saying, between like the next gen console. So it's like, is it worth it? I don't think it's worth it. They should have just slimmed down the PS5 and just sold the new one as a PS5. You know what I'm saying? Kept the disc drive on it, in my opinion. It's like a better PS5.
Seems to be buying much of Xbox these days anyway, but
that Pro badge is actually $250, you know what I'm saying? You got a Pro name and it's slightly better console, slightly better hardware.
At the end of the day, you take a big loss if you start selling, these expensive consoles, So we'll see what's going to happen, in the future with this stuff. But again, like I said, the PlayStation 5 Pro is definitely in a situation where, not being able to sell out has maybe hurt it a little bit. And, we'll see if that's going to be something that's going to affect
the PS5 worked just fine.
The sales of
everybody who already has a PS5 is not going to go get the Pro. You know what I mean? I just don't. I wouldn't. If I had a PS5, I wouldn't go get the Pro. I would wait till the 6. Like, you don't need the Pro. It's unnecessary to drop, especially when people were like, were just like kind of still getting the PS5 like, recently, like first time. They're like, oh, I just got a PS5. It's like some people didn't get it right away.
And things like that. I think it's just one of those weird types of deals where the PS5 Pro is kind of coming at a time where I don't think a lot of people specifically need it. So when we look at
people don't need it.
When we look at these things kind of realistically, logically, and all that kind of stuff, it's so strange to me because the Xbox Series X and S, it's selling. There's probably 25 million of those sold, and 65 million you know, PS5. So you probably have 40 million more PS5 sold than Xboxes, and going into next gen, I could see by the time next gen starting, PS5 being at about 100 million units or so, which is really good still. Obviously not as good as the PS4 or the PS2, but still pretty good.
Changer.
And
like you can get a DVD player that also plays video games. Like people who didn't even play video games bought that shit because it was a cheaper DVD player. DVD players used to be expensive if nobody knows that. They used to be really expensive. And so you can get a PlayStation 2 that also fucking play video games. Like if you decide you want to get a video game, or if your nieces and nephews come over or something like that, family come over, you can pop in a video game. Like it was way worth it. I know this one girl. She has an Xbox. She got an Xbox just to play fucking movies on it and video games. She doesn't even game really though. You know what I'm saying? Like some people just use it for that, for media, Netflix and shit. Like I think she got it just for Netflix and all that other shit instead of getting a smart TV. It was a pretty smart move. I mean,
I think a lot of people are just gonna stay on that unless these companies want to go back to the way they used to be, where when a new console comes out, you have something specifically to take advantage of it. But I think they're getting out of that more and more. I think that they're really kind of getting to the point where it's all about playing things on multiple different screens as much as you can and all that kind of stuff. I think that's probably where we're at with this. And I'm not saying that that's unfortunate. I'm just saying that it's just a situation where maybe Phil got lucky this time or whatever. So
I think
again, a broken watch is right twice a day. You know what I mean? So when we look at this kind of stuff and we see how things kind of happen or whatever, it's interesting. It's interesting. I think Microsoft they still do some things that are utterly ridiculous and dumb, but obviously, the more and more you look at it and you see the lukewarm reception of the PS5 Pro, I mean, it's not getting great reviews. I have one, and it's like I'm playing it. Some games are obviously better on it than others. So, again, it really kind of comes down to preference and what you want to do, and what gamers kind of want to play. And if you don't have the content, what's it really matter? I've always said that. As an Xbox fan, if you don't have the content, it doesn't really matter. But this is one where Microsoft maybe dodged a bullet. Creating new hardware is expensive, and if you don't make the money back on it, then
I think Xbox wants to get out the hardware game. To be honest, they really want to. I think they want people to full send into fucking PCs because you can play Xbox on PC. I think that's what they want to do. Like it makes sense though. Like everybody does need a computer, in my opinion. Like I don't see why people don't want a computer at home. And like if you can make the games run on a regular computer, like why not? I mean I'm pretty sure a generic ass basic computer can run a lot of the games that come out on the Xbox Game Pass. I'm pretty sure they can, And people, unless you're a hardcore gamer, but a lot of people ain't hardcore gaming. They just want to play Call of Duty or fucking Madden or NBA 2K or some shit like that. So I could see that being the thing, But yeah, I think Xbox wants to get out of the console game because like it's a loss leader for them, and if they don't have any fucking good titles that are keeping people buying the consoles, then it's not worth it. I mean, that's probably why they're revamping the Halo fucking franchise better. Hopefully they redo it really well on Unreal Engine. I'm looking forward to that.
It's not a good thing. So, hopefully we can continue to see some movement and new hardware and all that kind of stuff from Microsoft. I think that would be incredible. I'm excited to see what the future brings from them. I hope that anyway that we see some awesome things from them in the future, whether it be hardware, whether it be games, no matter what it is. I just want to see great things from Microsoft. I want to see what they can come up with. I want to see them be competition for for Sony, and I just want to see how all that kind of stuff works out for everybody. That's how I kind of want to see things go. I feel like we've always been at our best as gamers when we've had a situation where we had that competition there, man. If you look to the 360, and I know I point to the 360 a lot, but if you look to the Xbox 360, it really was forcing Sony and Nintendo to do better things and do different things. And I stick by that being the smartest, avenue to kind of go under. I'm sure maybe some of you guys agree with me and things like that, but even if you don't, it's just something that I feel like, Microsoft can they do some things that are really right like this, and sometimes they screw up, but everybody screws up, and when we're starting to see kind of what's happening, I think that's really kind of showcasing, how far Microsoft has come over the years. So, cool stuff anyway. Let me know what you guys think. How do you guys feel about the PS5 Pro? How do you guys feel about the PS5 slowing down tremendously in sales? Maybe the Pro will pick it up a little bit. The holiday could pick up some PS5 sales. Maybe people finally get one. Some of the Black Friday deals leaked or whatever. But Xbox is going to have sales too. I hope Xbox gets it together. I would love to see them recapture some of their former glory. With that being said, thank you so much for watching. Rack 'em up, fact 'em up, Crap Gamer 'em up. We'll catch you next time. Crap Gamer, out.
Well, there it is. There it is. Yeah, I mean, I give it a like. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think PS5 won't do too bad. I think it's going to do good.